YouTube. My name is Plazookas Connor, and I come to you from the past, trying to protect you from your present and your future. We have serious issues going on in our world today in 2025, and because I believe that everywhere, including California, is an important place to live in, people should be protected. I wanted to provide this additional 7-minute interview because when I come to see you in the future and when I come to see you in the present, I will not be this nice. So let's begin.
Mythic was also aware of everything he did to her, all the sexual abuse as well.
And M-Tashed of all people, made reference to this when I had a video of him. I was just in his chat for that one day because we were talking about the whole hex juice thing, the whole fallout of that.
The Jacksepticeye guy calling him autistic.
Yeah, it's bad. It's all just bad taste.
He would call me retarded all the time because I was autistic, and so like he did. I think he was trying to do those things to kind of poke at me, but it kind of backfired.
Yeah, well, in his community, it's a weird relationship. Obviously, you know how this works with content creation, right? A lot of times, it's not going to backfire for his community, and that's why he's uncancelable. That's why Zach is uncancelable. That's why all these other people who would be canceled are not getting canceled. They have this very loyal base that believes what they say and spin everything. And so doesn't Zizix. And you're right. In that stream, you know, he had a way to do that as well. To always make it seem like they're the ones in the right and that everybody else is psychotic. And that's what, in politics, that's what the Republicans are doing with the Democrats, and Democrats are doing Republicans, saying that they're crazy leftists or crazy rightists. Like, this is a strategy that's being used effectively by the way.
Yeah, like because man, being in that situation was rough because he had literally had me write a list out of everything he thought was wrong with me and give it to a doctor, and they got me on medication, and it made me really sick because I'm just autistic. Because the whole thing towards the end of our relationship was fixing my autism, and we were trying medications, and I should not have let anyone convince me of that, which is insane. Because now that I'm out, I'm obviously not on any of that stuff. I've been doing a lot better. It's just the reason I got so like sick is because when you're with somebody that makes you feel awful,
yep,
you know, your autism gets worse. And so, yeah, they've been trying to do that weird angle that I'm crazy, but I even went to the hospital and stuff, and they re-diagnosed me with autism because that is to the extent I thought there was something wrong with me. He had convinced me that there was something wrong with me. It's insane.
And this was during the whole time that he was spiraling out as well, right? When he was having all these anxiety and panic attacks?
Yeah.
Was this whole time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is indicative, and that is indicative of guilt. That is indicative of someone who feels like they're going to get exposed. He was feeling unstable, like his world was. And he talked about this on stream, like he wanted to leave that place, and he wanted to leave because he knew what he did to you. He knew that you finally were waking up to it, and that eventually you were going to come public or talk to somebody, which you already did. Obviously, you said that already. Talked to your two friends.
Yeah, I talked to Anna.
Right. So he knew that, and he wanted to get out of it as soon as possible. And then when he left, right? Remember the stream after that, when he was back in his house, he said that stuff is going to come out. He's like, I don't know when, but there's going to be somebody that's going to come out with some stuff, right? He even said that on his Twitch. I was there during that time because I was covering him pretty exclusively. So he knew that eventually, you know, this would happen. And he's been waiting for it because he knows public perception is his biggest win. And that's why he's not going the legal route, because he doesn't want all this information out, Pink. He doesn't want you to really fight back, because he knows that in the court of public opinion he's going to win most likely, but in the court of law he has a higher chance of losing, and that's not a chance, because he's not cancelable. He's not going to get canceled. His loyal fan base is either too young or too ignorant, naive, brainwashed, dumb, potentially, some of them potentially, to do that. They all believe in him, and so he knows that, and he's going to leverage that as long as he can. It's what Dr. Disrespect is doing, leveraging that, and he's made money off Rumble now because of it, to his great success. It's unfortunate, but these men are so powerful, and you're so brave for coming out right now in Trump's America when a lot of these allegations are going to get basically, you know, tucked away somewhere in a file cabinet, if even that, unfortunately.
People who keep saying, why didn't you go to the cops? Why didn't you tell anyone, right? I did. I went to Mythic Talent, and I went to OTK.
Really?
Miz knew about it. Miz said, I have your back. Tips, I was going to have a meeting with him. His lawyers advised him not to talk to me because they don't want to influence anything, the way I decide to go about it. Mythic had a full investigation. I'm really close friends with one of the CEOs. He then later told me, yeah, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't think they're really doing anything with that. So I did try to do things the right corporate, quote unquote, corporate way. So
and that rarely works, and that's what people don't understand, is that a lot of these HR or internal reviews, they often don't actually lead to anything. Or
who else went to OTK Mythic? Cream did. OTK had a whole meeting about how they were planning on removing a couple years ago because of how he was treating Cream. Mythic was also aware of everything he did to her, all the sexual abuse as well.
And M-Tash, of all people, made reference to this when I had a video of him. I was just in his chat for that one day because we were talking about the whole hex juice thing, the whole fallout of that. And M-Tash was basically inferring that Mythic knows. And I think if I'm gonna be honest with you, I think you saying that implies that that's what M-Tash knew as well. M-Tash might have known through the grapevine, because you hear things, right? So even if, let's say, in their internal investigation proves that there's no real evidence, and unless you come out with these, allegations,
but I did it because I wanted to leave a trail, because that's what
I think that's very smart.
I left a trail.
Absolutely, I think that is the way to do it. Yeah, no, he always uses that word. He uses it so liberally that it makes it seem like it's not, a word associated with derogatory terms, which it is, obviously. And you can choose the word.
If somebody's your girlfriend or somebody you love, you
don't call them that, right? You don't.
You treat them like a
person, right? And they rarely change, and unfortunately, a lot of people can get hurt and become victims. But at the same time, you're out of it, and now you get to make some healthy choices. And I hope that you're able to overcome that and move
like
forward.
I said, again, I did those events. I just shared some events that happened to me and hope somebody could find them relatable. And unfortunately, he found them relatable. That is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.